jump to 3D was a wild ride for everyone, and quite a few couldn't hold their lunch the entire way through. While most of the industry was hurling out games that wouldn't age past 10, the House of the Plumber was keeping their cool, playing some Fortnite in their phones and taking home victories as they hit the track. While last generation Super Mario Kart, the best Mario Kart at the time I might add, since it was the only Mario Kart, was a bit of a disappointment in this day and age, there is always a ton of love to be had for the 64-bit upgrade. Mario Kart 64 was a tour de force for the Nintendo 64, giving the small but stellar library another entry to be safely tucked under the Better with Friends umbrella, as if the damn console needed more of them. Of course, there's a lot of love for this, but there was also a lot of love for book burnings back in the day, and look where that got us. Let's hit the pedal to the metal and see if this one still has some speed after all these years. The biggest innovation in Mario Kart 64 is quite world-changing. The game is in 3D. I hope you were all on your seats when I dropped that truth bomb on you. That's right, Mario Kart was quick to join all of Nintendo's other, except Metroid, big franchises in the third dimension, and boy, howdy, what an improvement that makes. Gameplay generally remains the same here from the original. You drive around the varied and wacky courses, tossing shit at your foes to try to take first. All the items from the original, barring the feather and coins, are back and better than ever, with a couple of new items to help bring absolute madness to the track. New are the triple shells, both in red and green variants, fake item blocks, triple mushrooms, golden mushroom, and the infamous bastard spiny shell. That blue son of a bitch. Nothing here is extraordinary when it comes to items, but what's here is solid and satisfying. The big new change when it comes to items is the fact that you can now hold your item behind you, in the case of shells, bananas, and fake item blocks, which frees up your item slot to allow you to carry a second, and it also adds a new level of strategy by letting you drag the item into enemies behind you. This single change is a game changer, but the fact that the AI now actually participates in proper races is even more of one, as you'll be getting the same variety of punishment coming your way. Sadly, the AI are still big smelly cheaters, making races in the higher difficulties feel really unfair. Thankfully, the game doesn't handle like shit, so it's much more feasible to keep up with the course design, which has gotten a gigantic glow up. Unlike before, the courses are no longer flat areas flooded with random bits and bobs to impede your progress. Instead, they are gigantic, fully 3D arenas with verticality added to the mix. The courses have much more dynamic threats, entirely unique themes, and music to go along with them. Each course is fun and varied with their own charms. This is a gigantic improvement over the soulless stages in the original, and it's crazy that the second time is all it took for Nintendo to nail Mario Kart's theme. They made it an event. Battle mode returns and it's a fun time, but it's once again locked to multiplayer, meaning you won't be seeing any of it in this review. Overall, with its vastly improved handling and course design, this is a gigantic leap up gameplay-wise. Visually, Mario Kart 64 is an odd duck as the world is fully 3D modeled, but the characters themselves remain sprites. The sprites are way better than before, obviously, but it is still odd seeing them use sprites again, especially since they are once again quite limited. At least the stages are much better looking with fully realized themes that have been given that now Mario Kart charm. Each course is unique, even the few stages sharing some similar looks are much different, making each of the 4 cups stand out. There really isn't much to the effects and items themselves, with only 3 different hit effects and no special effects at all, but overall it looks much better and surprisingly good for the first 3D Mario Kart. On the audio side of things, this is also a huge step up with more variety in the soundtrack and just more memorable tracks overall. The characters also talk now, whether they are hitting enemies, passing them, or getting hit themselves, your characters will be vocal about it. Thankfully, they all sound fine with the exception of Princess Peach. Her voice is hilariously weak, but thankfully it doesn't affect things at all. You won't be hearing anything other than Toad after you're done playing this game anyway. To be honest, there is only one big slip-up that affects the game in any fashion, and that is the cheating AI. The AI are bastards that have infinite drafting speed, a mechanic other racing games also have where you get a speed boost if you spend enough time right behind someone. The AI always has this until they are right on you. What this means is you'll be butting heads with the AI in second and third at all times, which can get exhausting. One slip up and it's a fight to get back up. It's good the game is challenged and it's a lot more fair than the original, but it does hamper the fun a bit in the higher difficulties. Doesn't get in the way too much though. As you all cross the finish line, all the adrenaline and testosterone pumping so hard that you are sure you're going to die, you see that Mario Kart 64 is an incredible achievement and one of the most improved sequels ever, especially at the time. I've never seen a franchise nailed so hard after the groundwork was set. All the flaws of the original have been fixed quite handedly. The much more varied courses, better music, fully 3D world, and improved handling lend themselves to a much better experience. Of course, the AI are fucking bastards, but they don't remove the fun as much as they did in the original. It's a neck and neck race to the finish, and this is one for the history books. Mario Kart 64 takes home the golden 9 out of 10 for their outstanding efforts. They lost one race to some cheating Wario. Shit happens.